In the outskirts of Athens, there is a huge and impressive cave that myths attribute as a lair to a famous bandit. It is actually a cave with stalactites and stalagmites and a church from the 10th century. This is Aventuras a Pie de Página. I'm Athanasia, your guide for today, and welcome to a new episode of Athens by locals, the Daveli Cave. The cave is located at an altitude of approximately 700 meters on Mount Penteli. If the name Penteli sounds familiar to you, it's because the famous Pentelic marble, with which the monuments of the Acropolis were built, is extracted from this mountain. Indeed, a short distance from the cave, you can find abandoned column drums that were damaged during transport. Returning to the cave, it is believed that it was the lair of an infamous criminal named Christos Davelis. Davelis, whose real name was Christos Davelis, was originally a shepherd who, through a series of misfortunes, ended up becoming a criminal. His short life is full of myths, worthy of a Netflix miniseries, including the kidnapping of a high-ranking French official commissioned by Greek politicians and love triangles with members of the nobility and other members of his band. The cave itself has its own myths, as it is often said that Pan and the Muses were worshipped here. Although there is no evidence of this, there is a sanctuary of Pan 1 kilometer to the northeast at an altitude of 800 meters. The archaeologists think that the cave has had an early Christian use, starting the late Roman period or the beginning of the Byzantine period, by inscriptions of the walls of crosses, angels, and eagles. In the entrance of the cave, there is a double church built in 2 phases between the 10th and 12th centuries. The South Chapel, dedicated to Saint Spiridon, is the oldest of the 2 and is carved directly into the rock of the cave. While the Northern Chapel, dedicated to Saint Nicholas, was built later with stone blocks and includes a small dome. The frescoes date from the first half of the 13th century. Another myth surrounding the cave and the criminal is the existence of an underground network of tunnels that connected the cave with the north suburbs of Athens. Probably, the inspiration of this myth was the staircase to go down to the crypt of the church. Next to the church, there are 2 cisterns for the storage of rainwater. The church suffered damage following the activities of the Greek army during the late 70s and early 80s. So some frescoes were transferred to the Byzantine Art Museum of Athens to ensure their preservation. The church also suffered minor damage during the fires in the summer of 2024. This cave attracted ancient travelers, such as Richard Chandler and Edward Dodwell, who wrote down their impressions. To visit the cave, it is possible to get to the neighborhoods of Penteli and Nea Penteli by public transport, and from there to walk a little over 2 kilometers. If you visit the area, we recommend that you also visit the Nymphaeum 1 kilometer to the northeast. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next adventure.